Thank you, Laura. Did you know that most of the health issues that derail people's retirement plans are preventable? And Propel, there we go, is a compilation of tools to help you thrive for a lifetime. Joe was a successful executive, and when he retired, he lost his self-identity, his health spiraled, and I met him when he was laying in a hospital bed having had a stroke, and we realized the entire thing was preventable. There are currently 10,000 people turning 65 in the US every day. Most do not have a plan for their health upon retirement. We just assume we're going to stay functional and healthy. But data showed pre-pandemic that the average person over 65 was watching television 51 hours a week. That is not healthy, and we know it's gotten worse. So I've been in healthcare for 30 years, and I've seen a number of people with a successful career and then 3 common pitfalls when they retire. Their health falls apart, their relationships disintegrate, or like Joe, they lose their sense of self. They go into a dark spiral, and the suicide rate is rising at an alarming rate. But I know that with a solid plan for health and purpose, that can be a successful next phase, and we all win. That person is healthier, and living life, but their family and their community wins from that, and we all get the benefit of their ongoing expertise and insights. So I'm Dr. Michelle Fritsch. I recognized this issue and actually created a company called Retirement Wellness Strategies. So I have the tools to prevent those health declines. I work one-on-one with executives as they transition into retirement. My business partner, Ellen Platt, has also been in healthcare for 30 years. She's an aging life care manager, so she prepares people to navigate healthcare as things change over time. During the pandemic, we took the opportunity to take all of our tools and create an accessible, affordable version called Propel, which is a monthly subscription format. Each month, somebody will get some videos from us and workbooks to work through this process, and we've currently produced 10 modules on our way to producing 36. So we want people prior to retirement for a few years so that they can go through this planning process and not have to navigate terrible crises when they get there. When we talk about comprehensive wellness, way beyond diagnoses and medications, we have tools to help every element of their health and identification of purpose. And you can see why we named it Propel, but they will have the tools they need to navigate today's rather broken healthcare system, as well as to really plan and own and focus on their own health to make good decisions moving forward. We want this and believe this should be an absolutely critical part of retirement planning for everybody. We know that there are over 51 million people over the age of 65 in the US, but we want the ones that are leaders, that are tech savvy enough to use our product, and then we find it's about 60% that fall into the pitfalls. So when you do all of that math, our market's about 6.1 million people. There is no limit to the number of people we could manage because this is an online process, but we anticipate some people will want the alternative to pay extra for one-on-one time. That will be our only rate limiting capacity, and we will hire clinicians to meet that demand. Our pricing currently is $37 a month or $400 a year. So again, we've made it really affordable. And our profit margin is anticipated to be about 37.5%. So at that 6 million mark, if we only got 1%, this says 10, but if we got 1% of that market, that would be $9 million a year as we've planned it. I just moved here about a year ago. Ellen and I are both well established in the Baltimore market with adjacent kinds of companies. So lawyers and financial planners and over 55 aged communities. So we will start with our current contacts and let them know about Propel and then grow from there. So my ask today is not for money yet, but just to help us get more established. Help us find those corporate partners, those referral partners. Help us with more beta clients if you know people that would want to test this and give us feedback on how it's going at this point. so that it can become that essential element of retirement planning. I help with the prevention part, and Ellen does the preparation part for whatever comes next in that phase of life. And so I look forward to your questions. And again, I'm new to town, so I hope we can stay connected. Thank you.
You want to start?
Sure. Again, 3 for 3. Everybody used the time really well. That's never happened before. That's really good. You hit the 3 things. Who you are. What you're trying to attack. What the market is. Just for my own clarity, your product is a set of videos, like on like MP3s, or like what?
So it's like a membership platform. So when you go in, there will be videos. They're short because nobody wants to listen forever. So they're 5 minutes or less. Okay. And each one kind of builds on telling a story. And then workbooks where people can collect their health information. And then everything that's HIPAA secure is in a HIPAA secure platform.
Okay. But sorry, I'm dumb.
Okay.
So they're coming to a space with the person and watching the video, or you're sending it to them as something they can load on their computer?
You'll have a membership to this platform, and every month you'll have a new series of videos and workbooks.
Okay.
And you can do it 2 a.m. in your bed if you want to. So it's super flexible.
All right, on your laptop.
On your laptop.
Yeah.
Or your phone, or your whatever, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I understand. And so it's you and your partner, Ellen. And are you want to build? You said you want to build relationships. So how are you gonna you're gonna market it to individuals in the beginning, and then branch out to medical groups?
To individuals, but we've also got a lot of partnerships already with people that are also working with people nearing retirement. Mm-hmm. And so we will, through their clients, do a lot of presentations, and we're already kind of on their webinar series and in their newsletters and that kind of thing to make awareness known to their clients as well.
Right. You made references to executives, which I think is really smart. I think that's a really target-rich environment. It's they presumably they can pay for it. And it's like and they they probably aren't thinking about retirement, but it's. So would that mean maybe you would eventually be selling into corporate HR departments and for wellness, or maybe in insurance and? Yeah,
possibly all of those things. Even I would love for health savings plans to pay for this, right? And EAP programs and all of that. Everybody else who's trying to help that group stay healthy long term.
Yes, and it's super well within their interest. Yeah.
And it's leaders, because those are the people that tend to define themselves by their occupation. I come from a blue-collar world, and that's not as big of an issue.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. Nice job again of using your time wisely. I struggled with understanding what the product was. Okay. So, and that's something that we've already addressed of this is like a online portal, something that, people can access. But I would very clearly try and articulate what that is up front, because I think it was like the 4th or 5th slide where you got to, this is a monthly subscription model, that I would just make it a little more clear up front. This is what this is, it was clear what you're addressing. I think one of my biggest concerns is how you convince the consumer that they need this. I work a lot in behavioral science, and we all have this. Oh, thank you. We all have this innate denial of aging. Yes. And so, my father, who's 75, has had a heart transplant. He thinks he is as viral and, agile as anybody else out there. And he's not unique. And so how are you actually convincing that individual that, yes, I am aging, this is something that I need to be very concerned about, where they can admit their own mortality?
That's where the beta users and the testimonials come in. So if I've got time, quick testimonial. There's somebody for the retirement wellness, for the one-on-one version, his wife paid for it. And he's like, I don't want to do this. I don't have time for this. The last thing I need is another woman yapping at me about what I need to do. By the 5th session, he was like, oh my gosh, this is my therapy. I can't believe I thought I could go without this. So I need those testimonials for Propel to tell that same story.
Right. And then I think also, and this was addressed somewhat as well, just understanding who your target is. And so who are you going after? Is it the D2C? Is it actually, working with the health saving plans or what that is? I think that just getting clarity around that. But it sounds like you're doing customer discovery right now.
We are.
Where you're trying to.
Exploring that right
Yeah.
now. That's
and that,
great advice.
Yeah, makes sense. So, good.
Super. Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions?
I guess one thing I was wondering, wasn't super clear exactly where you are right now. Like, so it sounds like you probably have a platform built, or like you have customers. How many customers? Like what? I know the ask was like connections and that sort of stuff, but it wasn't really clear.
Great point.
Kind of your current state, right? Hey, we have a platform built. We have beta users on it. We have 100 beta users. Or we're trying to get to 500 beta users before we go launch and get another round of funding, or I don't know, whatever.
Right. Great point.
Summarize the question before he.
Oh, good point. So where are we at this point? What's developed and how many clients and such do we have? So at this point, 10 modules are produced, 14 are in production, the rest are planned. And we have primarily beta clients, not very many paid clients at this moment. And they've been so helpful, to continue to hone this and make sure everything's super clear. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, and this is kind of feedback plus question. It sounds like you really have two models, right? You have the monthly subscription, it's not one-on-one, and then you have the one-on-one videos that will require more clinicians as you scale. One of those can scale with the same overhead. The other is effectively a variable cost. Is that?
I think I did not make that clear. So let me clarify. Do I have a one-on-one model or is it an online model? Propel is 100% an online model. My original business is Retirement Wellness Strategies, which is 100% a one-on-one model. And where I confused everybody is people in Propel, we figure they should have the option to ask for some one-on-one counseling if they want it. But Propel itself is all online. Does that help?
Yeah, that does help.
Yeah.
Something to clarify. I would also, as an investor, think the margins might be low at 37%. If it's I'm creating videos and then it can scale, that cost is the cost.
Right, right.
If you scale, you'd expect that to.
So that margin, we anticipated what we thought the one-on-one demand would be within Propel, but we could be off on that. So I appreciate that question. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.